Subconscious release and breathwork is what we're talking about in this episode today. Talking about when we discuss the subconscious mind. Well, what we're talking about is not that conscious brain, the critical brain, the one that tells you that you're rubbish at everything. We're actually dealing with this kind of massive library that filters, sorts, distorts, files away, and categorizes all sorts of experiences that you've had. It's your subconscious mind that is driving all of your processes, all of your behaviors. And what's amazing about the subconscious mind is that through things like hypnosis, neuro-linguistic programming, and even breath work, we can change the way that you are operating in the world by loosening the model that you have within your subconscious mind. Very often when we're doing subconscious work, what we're doing is taking you into a level of trance being a really normal to be in. We often go into trance through daydreaming. We often go into trance through you've been on a long journey and then you can't really remember that you've the journey that you've driven on, but you've been perfectly safe. That's really when your subconscious is going into elements of trance. Now, with breath work, what we're able to do is access that subconscious part of you because we're taking you into, depending on the breathing exercise, we're taking you into conscious state so that we are able to loosen your hold on limiting beliefs and also to release somatically and release subconsciously some of the things that have been holding you back. I cannot stress enough that all of your thoughts, behaviors, and your general well-being are influenced and led by your subconscious. And these are the patterns that we fall into, the way we make the same mistakes, we make the same value judgments on people, things, places. We think we're thinking independently, but over 80% of our thoughts are repetitive thoughts every single day. A lot of the time, because we're running these programs in our mind, we're kind of wired in one particular way, then we don't even realize that we have a pattern that we're following until we get into really unhealthy loops and suddenly realize like we're not happy, this isn't working for us. And very often we've had the subconscious has connected a part that acting in a particular way or making us act in a particular way because it's trying to keep us safe. And maybe that worked really well for that time when you went through a period of trauma. But as a grown adult who has moved on from that traumatic episode, be it as a child or later on in your life, then those patterns no longer work for you. Now, what's interesting is that with breath work, when we're in an emotional state, it really affects our breathing patterns. And breath is the only way that we can take control of automatic system in our body. So we're able through the breath to take control of the emotional states that we have, okay? So it is really useful for when we're wanting to use the breath to change our patterns and our behaviors. We're able to use this as a pattern interrupt. When we do particular breath work, such as conscious connected breathing or breath healing release, which also includes some subconscious reprogramming, that's the modality that is specific to influential breath work, we're able to take you into a theta brainwave state. And this is a really deep brainwave state where we are effectively putting to sleep temporarily, if you like, the conscious critical brain so that your subconscious mind can receive direct commands. The subconscious mind, very clever tool in that it responds really well to instructions, and it is not able to see the knots. So for example, if you said not happy, it's only going to focus on the happy, so it's going to make you happy. Or I'm not well, so it will make you well. So it's kind of a clever tool in that respect. What we're able then to do is alter your state of consciousness through the breath, that we can access this deeper theta brainwave state, or theta, depending on how you want to say it, which bypasses the conscious mind's defenses. so that that critical brain, get the critical part of your mind sort of shut down or numbed for a little while. Numb's not quite the right word, but it means that your brain and your body are given this space for exploring how to see the world in different ways. Now, there are all sorts of neurobiological changes that happen during subconscious reprogramming, and even more that are happening on a neurobiological scale during breathwork. We have a huge impact on stress hormones and neurotransmitters that can affect our behavior. And also then in that state, that theta state, there is huge potential for neuroplasticity and rewiring of negative patterns. And that is one of the reasons why in the breath healing release methodology that we have, we are determined to integrate breath and somatic release of storage of memory in your body, because the body knows the score, with this subconscious reprogramming, repatterning how you see yourself, repatterning the limiting beliefs about what you're capable of, and giving you this opportunity to feel and be and become much more expansive in the possibilities and opportunities open to you. Very often people have quite joyous experiences or profound experiences through types of breath work. So common past hurts that are stored in the subconscious are things like childhood traumas, relationship wounds, attachment wounds, potentially from when you were growing up, very young, but those things can happen. Even birth traumas, things that happen while you're in the womb or at the moment of your birth, that your body has held on to, your brain has stored away that information in a particular way, and also fears that you have. So things like fear of spiders or a fear of deep water, limiting beliefs where you think you're not confident and you're not capable, or you could never stand up in public and speak. We can begin to reprogram those through the use of breath combined with subconscious release. So happens in these sessions is that you're taken into, first of all, meditation, and then you're led through a particular breathing style. And through the breathing, the breathwork coach is able then to remind your subconscious about these powerful things that are already true of you, that you are powerful, that you are confident, that you are whole, that you don't need other people's approval, that all you need is your own sense of self in order to flourish in the world. As a result of that, because your critical brain is switched off, your body and your mind are able to process lots of stuck emotions, and it's incredibly powerful. Some people immediately feel joyous, some people become very tearful, but it's not because they're sad, it's because they're allowing this sort of stuckness to be released and explored through tears. Some people feel a need to kind of move their body, maybe move their arms, twitch, or move their head, or even rock from side to side while they're breathing. And this again can help with that release. Now, afterwards, it's really important to have a kind of reintegration period where the breathwork coach brings you back into your body, brings you back down to a feeling of being grounded, and then allows you this opportunity to share what your experiences have been, the good, the bad, the ugly, the indifferent, the bored, which can also happen in these sessions, because it's in that discussion that your conscious mind is then coming back online to acknowledge what's happened. And that acknowledgement brings it into the prefrontal cortex so that you can integrate these new learnings, these new realizations about yourself into your everyday life. So the huge benefits of subconscious release through breathwork are obviously the emotional healing that can happen, the resolution of challenges in your life that you've encountered, maybe from earlier on that you've held on to, or maybe present difficulties in relationships. It can help improve your own self-awareness about how you're behaving. It can improve your self-awareness about how your body is feeling, giving you lots of messages and therefore deepening your intuition. And it can massively help reduce your anxiety and your stress, because the breath is bringing you back into what's happening right now. Now, as I've mentioned on various episodes of influential breathwork, there are always contraindications to be aware of, and you want to make sure if you're doing a deep session that it is with someone who is trained and qualified and accredited facilitator of breathwork, much like we have inside the Influential Breathwork Academy. So do actually have some entryway breathwork journeys inside the Mental Breathwork channel as well. So have a little look around for some of those longer journeys. But I've seen incredible shifts in people who lack confidence, who believe that they can never be successful, who believe they could never hold on to money, who believe that they're always going to need their parents' approval before they can do X, Y, Z, to let go of those things and have huge personal transformation. So this stuff is powerful, amazing for having that toxic release of all of this stuff that's been stored in your body, but also these thoughts that have been dragging you down for way too long. So if you found this episode interesting and you're curious about entering those different brainwave states so that you can experience this powerful healing modality, then watch this space and maybe get in touch to find out about training with us inside the Influential Breathwork Coach certification. Make sure you subscribe to this video and like it if you have.